It didn't happen all at once. That's the part no one understands. People think betrayal is loud, explosive, obvious, like shouting, slamming doors. A dramatic ending you can point to and say, that's where everything broke. But this was quiet, so quiet. I didn't even realize I had disappeared. It started with small things. A favor here, a loan there. A "you're the only one I trust" wrapped in a soft smile. A late-night call where their voice cracked just enough to sound real. And me, I believed every word. Because when someone looks at you like you matter, you don't question it. You lean in, you give more, you try harder, until one day you wake up and realize they don't need you anymore. And worse, they act like you were never there in the first place. No calls, no messages, no acknowledgement, just silence, like you were a phase, a tool, a transaction that's already been completed. And the most terrifying part? You start wondering, was I ever real to them at all? Or was I just useful? Because when someone erases you that cleanly, it doesn't just break your trust. It breaks your sense of existence. My name is Ethan Caldwell. I'm 31 years old. And I used to believe that being the dependable one was a good thing. I grew up in a house where love was conditional. Not cruel, not abusive, just measured. You earned it by being helpful, by being needed, by solving problems no one else wanted to deal with. So I became that person. The fixer, the provider, the one who shows up. Because somewhere deep down, I thought, if I'm useful enough, I'll finally matter. I just didn't realize that mindset would cost me everything. If you enjoyed this story, like and subscribe to Betrayal Ledger for more. I met Chloe Bennett at a mutual friend's birthday dinner. She wasn't loud, didn't try too hard, but there was something about the way she listened. Like when you spoke, she didn't just hear you. She absorbed you. "You're different," she told me that night. I laughed. Everyone says that when they don't know what else to say. "No," she smiled. "I mean it. You actually care." That should have been my first warning. But instead, it felt like recognition. We started talking more after that. Texts turned into calls. Calls turned into late-night conversations about life, dreams, regrets. She told me about her struggles. Financial stress, family pressure, a past relationship that left her with nothing. "I hate asking for help," she said once. "I've always had to handle everything on my own." And something in me responded instantly. "You don't have to do it alone anymore." That's how it began. At first it was small. "Hey, I'm short on rent this month. I'll pay you back next week." "Of course. No rush," I said. She thanked me like I had saved her life, voice shaking, soft, grateful. It felt good. Not just helping, being needed. Then came more. "My car broke down. I'm behind on bills. I just need a little support until I get back on my feet." And every time, there was a story. Detailed, emotional, convincing. And I never questioned it, because every time I helped, she got closer. More affectionate. More vulnerable. "You're the only one who's ever been there for me like this." And just like that, I was hooked. It wasn't obvious at first. That's the thing about manipulation. It doesn't announce itself. It blends in with kindness. The first time something felt off was when I casually asked about repayment. Not aggressively, not even seriously. Just a light, "Hey, no pressure, but do you think you'll be able to send something back this month?" There was a pause. A long one. Then her tone shifted. "Oh, I didn't realize you were keeping track like that." I blinked. "I'm not, It's okay," she interrupted softly. "I get it. Money changes things." Suddenly, I felt guilty, like I had done something wrong. "I didn't mean it like that." "I know," she said. "I just thought you understood my situation." And just like that, I apologized for asking about my own money. After that, I stopped bringing it up, not because I forgot, but because I didn't want to lose that connection. Then came something else. She started becoming inconsistent, super affectionate one day, distant the next, messages left unread, calls ignored. But when she did come back, there was always a reason. "I've just been overwhelmed. I didn't want to burden you. I miss you so much." And somehow, I always believed her. It didn't feel like control. That's what made it dangerous. Slowly, my world started shrinking. Friends would ask, "You've been quiet lately. Everything okay?" "Yeah, just busy." But the truth? I wasn't busy. I was occupied, emotionally invested, constantly checking my phone, waiting for her messages, adjusting my schedule around her needs. Then came the subtle distancing from others. "I feel like your friends don't really like me." "What? That's not true." "I don't know. I just get that vibe." And just like that, I started seeing it too, or at least convincing myself I did. She became my priority, my focus, my responsibility. And the money? It kept going. Larger amounts now, more urgency, more emotion attached. You're the only one I can rely on. And I believed that meant something. The shift was slow, until it wasn't. One day, she just stopped. No calls, no replies, nothing. At first, I thought something happened. I called, texted. Hey, are you okay? Please just let me know you're safe. Hours turned into days, then a week. I started questioning everything. Did I say something wrong? Did I push too much? Did I matter at all? The silence wasn't just absence. It was erasure. And the worst part? I still defended her in my head. She's probably going through something. She'll come back. She wouldn't just disappear, right? The truth didn't come from her. It came by accident. I was scrolling through social media, and there she was, tagged in a photo, laughing, standing next to a guy I didn't recognize. Caption: finally with someone who truly supports me. My chest tightened. My hands went cold. I clicked her profile, not blocked, just ignored. More photos, trips, restaurants, gifts, a life that didn't include me, but somehow was funded by me. And then I saw it, a comment from one of her friends. Glad you got out of that situation. He sounded exhausting. That was me. I didn't call immediately. I waited, not out of fear, but because I needed clarity. When I finally messaged her, it was simple. Can we talk? She replied hours later. What's there to talk about? That line hit harder than anything. I just saw your posts, and no guilt, no hesitation. What happened to us? There was a pause. Then, there was no us, Ethan. I stared at the screen, reading it again. And again. You were helping me, that's it. Something inside me broke. Not loudly, but completely. All those things you said, were they real? Another pause. Then, I said what I needed to say at the time. That was it. No apology, no explanation. Just truth. Cold, direct, final. I never asked you to do all that, she added. And somehow, that hurt even more, because she was right. She didn't force me. She didn't threaten me. She just understood me, better than I understood myself. It's been a year since that conversation. I wish I could say I moved on quickly. I didn't. I questioned everything. My judgment, my worth, my need to be needed. But eventually, something shifted. I stopped asking, why did she do that? And started asking, why did I allow it? Not to blame myself, but to understand myself. Because the truth is, people like her exist, but so do people like me. People who give too much, trust too easily, attach too deeply. And the lesson wasn't, don't help people. It was, don't lose yourself trying to prove your value to someone who only sees your usefulness. Because the moment you stop being useful, they won't just leave. They'll act like you were never there. And the only way to truly heal is to make sure you never disappear from your own life again.